I'm meteorologist Shane Hinton with your Friday morning tropical updates. The latest numbers from the National Hurricane Center have now increased the possibility of tropical development in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico to around 50% within the next week. I think that would be most likely be leaning toward the beginning of next week. We also still have that area that we're monitoring off the southeast U.S. coastline that still has a 20% chance of development over the next 48 hours. We do want to focus in on this area that is closer to the Gulf of Mexico. So the weekend, for your Father's Day weekend, it's going to stay quiet, hot, sunny, dry. However, notice that the models are showing that an area of low pressure could develop in the southwestern Gulf and then start to bring isolated rain chances to parts of Texas as early as Monday into Tuesday. This is Tuesday afternoon. For the bulk of the models, they're showing this area moving into Mexico, and it's basically the center of the system moving over there. Will this be a tropical depression? Will it be a tropical storm? Or will it just be a glob of tropical moisture? We don't know at this point because it's still too far out. The main things that we're seeing from the models and trends is that it's going to be impacting mostly Mexico. However, we do still see tropical impacts here in Texas. In fact, we are expecting some tropical rainfall along the Texas coastline and then also into central Texas as we make our way into Wednesday and Thursday. I see our rain chances getting a little bit higher here locally. Now, what I want to do now is I want to compare forecast models because there's something I found very interesting here locally. This is a look at Tuesday morning. The blue lines you're seeing here are areas of pressure with the GFS or the American forecast model. The lines in red indicating the European forecast model. Now on Tuesday morning, you're seeing that closed circle in blue indicating the area of low pressure from the GFS model and the closed area of red. So they're both kind of in consensus that something could develop down here. As we flash forward to Wednesday night, you can see the European model, which typically and historically does better with tropical forecasting, has this area of low pressure still developed, at least loosely, and then moving into Mexico. The GFS model has it either fizzling out or staying even further to the south. Now what I want to do is I want to fast forward to Thursday. You can see the European model still continues to carry this into Mexico. The GFS still has it fizzling out or even non-existent. I want to go even further into the future, and now I'm showing you next Friday. This is a week out. You have to take these models with not only a grain of salt, but several grains of salt. Look at this. We have an area of closed low pressure from the GFS model that's hinting at something developing in the Caribbean and then moving into the Gulf of Mexico possibly. So this is another potential area of tropical development that we're going to keep our eyes peeled for. Keep in mind, this is still very far out. The National Hurricane Center, as of this recording, has not issued anything for it, but I just want to point out trends that I'm seeing on the forecast models for you as we talk the tropics here. 7-day rainfall totals. I mentioned we are expecting to get some tropical moisture in Texas and even central Texas from this area that could develop in the Gulf. You notice that several inches could be possible for the Texas coastline, ranging anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 inches, but the bulk of the rain really going to get received in Mexico. As we take a look locally, comparing the Euro and the GFS models, you can see the European model is more ambitious with us receiving tropical moisture, showing anywhere from a little over ½ an inch to maybe some isolated locations getting over 2 inches. The GFS model keeping everyone's totals under an inch. Just as a reminder, European model does see this as becoming an area of low pressure, and the GFS has it kind of fizzling out. Either way, the highest likelihood of rainfall totals as of this point would be our southern counties and our coastal plain counties. Now, just as a reminder, if it were to become a storm or a hurricane, we have not yet crossed off the A name for this season. That would be Alberto. We'll continue to track the tropics for you here in the KVUE Weather Center, and we'll provide updates on air and online.